Here.
Hello.
How goes your sky landing?
It's
Did
great.
You land in the sky?
I put the monsters on the power base, and then they're in my video game. That's my horror story.
Physical things are creeping
into video games and vice versa, and I don't really know what's what anymore. It's kind of
things are beeping over here.
Kind of frightening, and also I watched a part of Bad Boys 2.
How do you
in your horror month?
Yeah.
How do you watch part of Bad Boys 2? I mean, I know that movie's 3 hours long. But...
Yeah. I watched the second ending.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about it.
We were talking about it, and I was like, I just put it onto my computer for that sort of digital use, and I was like, I'm just going to fire this up while I do something else, and then found myself watching the end of Bad Boys 2.
Because that movie ends.
Yeah.
And then it's like
another, like, what if we had another half hour here where we... What do you guys think about Cuba?
Michael Bay just said,
I love Cuba. Let's go.
It's only like 2:10, 2:20. No, that's not long enough. Can you imagine like a 90-minute Michael Bay movie? Can you even fathom? Like, I was just thinking about
that.
This,
Would be called editing.
Every single one of his movies is like almost 3 hours long.
It would just be split screen the whole time. There'd have to be two things happening at once at all times to fit in all of that award-winning amazing story.
All those slow motion shots.
Yeah. Have any of you guys seen the third Transformers movie?
I talked to you about it, about how I thought it was maybe the most terrible movie of our lifetime.
It's insane. Like how it gets to a point where it's like, okay, everything's going on in Chicago. Let's go to Chicago, and it's like an hour action scene. It's just like 1 hour. That's just like action scene after
just
action,
money.
just like fucking robots and buildings falling over and explosions and like characters are being introduced and then killed over the course of this one like hour-long action scene, and then the movie just fucking ends. It's like killed the bad guys, Autobots won, credits. It's just like no wrap up or anything. It's just like, and that's the end. That's where we decided to we just decided to stop the movie. It's not like it ended. It's just that's what,
how much more footage do we have?
It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, okay, that's probably a good place to stop. Sure.
I can render some more robots. So what did you actually think of it? Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed the part where Leonard Nimoy voices one of the robots,
Sentinel,
and he straight up says the Spock line: "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few."
What?
At one point,
But that's how that movie is. It's dumb. It's so dumb.
Also blatantly racist.
I had
Asian character, Chang from Community,
but not as.
You saw it?
Yeah.
So,
opening night, baby, IMAX in 3D.
But not as blatantly racist as the
second
was.
one.
Yeah, the second one had
the twins.
The twins were way worse. Although the thing that kept throwing me off was hair on robots.
Yeah,
like a bunch of the robots.
Smart doctor robot. Or whatever?
He's got like bioluminescent hair.
Also the cloak.
But also he's balding. Like he doesn't have hair on the top of his head. It's just like wraparound to let you know that he is a older, more distinguished robot. And then Sentinel, the Leonard Nimoy character, has a fucking robot mustache.
There's one in the second one that has a cane.
Yeah.
Why does he have a cane? And then why does Megatron have a cloak? Like,
but actually,
he's not hiding.
It did make him look kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I had missed 2, and I thought 1 was like fairly. I was like, okay, this is kind of dumb, but it's an action movie. It's kind of taking itself at least a bit seriously. I don't know what happened in 2, but 3 is like a vaudeville act. Like 3 is.
You know
like,
what? And I'll tell you this: 3 reins it in some from 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the stuff in 2.
Oh my gosh.
Is
3 has like little sidekicks. Like
2 is like an atrocity.
2 has like extended bits with the parents, like way more with the parents.
Like eating
like
pot brownies on a college campus, and then the parents just go off for 20 minutes being high.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what's what?
And then they go to Paris, and then you like are following them in Paris, being like bad racist Americans in Paris.
So it's like Meet the Fockers in like.
It's a movie within a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this whole other movie is happening.
They run into Ben Stiller, and then there's like this comedy mishap of like, oh no, there's pot in these brownies.
And then somehow they like show up at the climactic battle at the end. Like they get like off camera, they get kidnapped, and then just at one point a robot like drives up to the fight and just dumps them out
in Egypt.
Yeah, in Egypt,
in front of the pyramids.
Yes, the last time
with a giant transformer with 2 balls that are clanging.
But I feel like in 3, it's like Optimus Prime has
balls are kind of funny.
Eaten the pot brownie and goes on a trip. That whole movie was terrible. Like there's so many dumb jokes in it and like plays for comedy and like bits. And
but that's Michael Bay. Michael Bay can't resist really awful comedy bits.
And no one will tell him no because his movies make so much money.
But then all the fights.
But do you think that at some level, like the general movie going public, like totally wants that?
I can't imagine that. The
Look how
action
much-
wasn't that great. It was
Look how much money that movie made. $1 billion.
why?
Because there's robots.
I don't get
You don't
it.
need
They're in
any more than that.
disguise
Yeah.
at one point.
You know what I do like though?
They're in terrible disguises. They are the worst disguises.
Actually,
put on a
I will
mustache.
say this: they actually 3 uses the like in disguise thing better than either of the first 2. Like there are actually moments where it's like, oh shit, that's a robot, where it had not been led on.
They should have just named the movie. Oh shit, that's a robot. You've summed up everything that's awesome about all of Transformers with one sentence.
And I, you know, for as much as I don't care for the like movie designs of the Transformers, I like the sounds they make. Whoever did the sound design for like their lasers and when they transform, I like that stuff. Just the weird digital.
It was all
fucked up sound
lost on
stuff.
me. And Bumblebee parsing together like movie clips to talk. And
See, this is why I saw it on opening night in IMAX and 3D. Because if I'm going to see a movie this dumb,
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to see it the dumbest way possible. D-Box would have been the only improvement that I could have done.
And it didn't come out in D-Box.
And when you
Such a
see that
tragedy.
movie in IMAX and 3D, the opening shot basically of that film is whatever the new model, the Megan Fox replacement. You know, she's walking up the stairs and her ass is just in front of the camera, and it's all in 3D. The first shot of the goddamn movie is this model just swishing her ass around in 3D, and I just
like wearing like a dress shirt over like panties, so it's just like a little bit of butt is kind of peeking.
and it's
out.
not even like subtle 3D. It's like popping out at your eyes 3D.
and
The whole
Michael
audience
Bay
just,
likes what it likes.
the whole audience just looks around at each other like we're all seeing
Right.
this. Right? This is happening.
right. Her butt's going to transform into sound
oh
waves.
shit, her butt's a robot.
That's the porn version of
Yeah.
oh shit, it's a robot.
And Brad Shoemaker is here.
Oh, hey.
Have you seen Transformers, Brad?
No,
Any of them?
I stopped after the first one. That's
Yeah.
why I elected not to chime in.
Yeah, you and I saw the first one.
Smartened up.
That was my last experience
At
with
midnight.
Transformers.
I
movie
made
franchise.
I made an effort to not see any of them ever because I thought they all looked real terrible. And then by the time they came out on like HBO or something, I ended up in bits and pieces from having people around me watching them because I am around idiots a lot of the time. Saw the first one and the second one that way.
Then you just have to see the third one. You got to know how this story
Close
wraps
out
up.
the story.
I had no interest.
The third one, the story,
Yeah.
I don't even remember. It's like nonsensical. It might as well not even be there.
Actually, it makes way more sense than the second one.
I guess I should watch the second one.
The
'cause
second one
this
didn't
is
even have a
sense.
script.
Does Megatron turn into a gun in this one?
No.
Then I'm not going to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'm with
Then
you.
I'm not going to fucking see it.
As far as I'm concerned, there is one Transformers movie, and it came out in
And
1986.
I don't mean a space gun, people.
No, he
I mean a
turns.
fucking pistol.
What, a Luger?
Yeah.
Right.
A Walther
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a Walther P-38.
P-38
Yeah.
with a weird stock extender on it and a scope because all cool pistols
But
have
that
scopes.
wouldn't fix those.
And then he turned into a gun, and one
That
of his...
wouldn't be the thing that would be like, oh, well, these are
Wouldn't
good
that be
now.
over the top in a way better way if all of a sudden he's turned into a giant like World War II era pistol
What if he
or
turned
something?
into a person-sized pistol, and
Yeah,
somebody just picked him up and
or
started
huge, or
shooting
shrunk
it?
down, and another robot
Starscream's
picked it
got to
up.
shoot him, right? That's who fires the gun.
Yeah.
There is there's Soundwave. I don't know if Soundwave is in 2.
I can't remember. I
They
think
do
so.
have a fake Soundwave in this. He's terrible. And
Is he like an iPod or something?
no, he
he's
doesn't
just
do
a
anything.
car.
He makes like shockwaves happen.
How is
on
he
the ground.
Soundwave if he is a vehicle?
I think it's Soundwave because they have
See?
Yeah, this is bullshit.
because he has the little he has the
Terrible.
cassette.
He still has like
yeah.
Laserbeak and
Yeah.
and Laserbeak disguises. Actually, Laserbeak's disguises are probably
probably the most
the most significant.
like
All
a
sorts of
plasma
shit.
TV or something. I don't know. But there's all the weirdest part was what's his
Various
face
home
is in it?
electronics.
Not Soundwave. The dude who guards Cybertron, the teleporter.
Shockwave.
Shockwave.
Yeah, Shockwave.
Shockwave. Yeah, he's in it, and he's a giant worm.
No, he's riding around on the giant worm.
Like,
Does he have one
And
eye?
he can turn into a space pistol.
Is he a
Right.
Cyclops?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, at least
He
they
is-
got that right.
That's the only way you know it's supposed to be Shockwave.
Also, because people say Shockwave.
And then like a worm comes out of the ground.
whatever.
Well,
Whatever.
you were not totally in the wrong for thinking that those were the same thing. But
Yeah.
he
Does he launch the giant worm?
jumps off of it. He's hanging out on it or something.
I don't know.
I can't believe they have Leonard Nimoy spouting Star Trek lines when he has history as another Transformers character. Like,
Well,
why don't they draw
yeah.
him? You know, why don't-
It's
The rich legacy.
The whole
Yes.
thing. The whole thing is
See,
it's garbage.
You're getting caught up. Like your incredulity is being misplaced because it's the whole thing. It's not these minor details.
I think if you want a dumb movie, imagine like how much dumber it could have been if they had been totally faithful to original series Generation 1 Transformers, but it had been this big budget live action movie where like, he was turning into a giant pistol
That'd be
and
great.
shooting stuff.
I could go for that. It would probably
Like, just lean into just the stupidity inherent to the premise.
Well, that's the thing.
Wait,
So
where does Optimus Prime's trailer go when he transforms?
He does.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
No, he does have the trailer in the beginning.
And does it just fly off into nowhere?
It becomes like a recharging station
Well,
or
he used to
something.
know
weird.
it's like his
kinda what it
weapon.
turned
It's his
into.
weapon cache. Like
Yeah.
it transforms and turns into his platform, and he like runs up to it and grabs like
His
fucking
axe or something.
Yeah, his melee weapons.
So the cartoon, it seems like, takes itself way more seriously than
Oh,
this
absolutely,
movie.
yeah, there's some-
Cartoon's pretty. Optimus is not joking around. He doesn't crack wise.
He's a rust ghost or something. It's fucked up what's happened in the end of that series.
And so, yeah, it's weird to watch this movie, this big budget movie, be like slapstick. The whole thing is like one big bad comedy act. Like, I don't.
Well, I think it swings hard. Like then it's like, look at the destruction of Chicago and how serious this is, and I'm gonna fight, and no, we don't want you to die. Like yeah.
And the action-
Michael Bay knows nothing about consistency of tone. He's just like, all right, now it's funny. All right, now it's sexy.
And
All right, now it's action.
I can never follow. There's a problem with the first
it's all
one.
three.
I can't follow the robots when they fight. Like, it's
They've
just.
gotten better at it, but you're right.
It's
yeah.
just. It's.
They've at least started like coloring them more because the first one's just like gray versus gray.
And shot up way too close for you to tell
Yeah,
where
right.
one robot stops and the other
and
starts.
the shaky cam.
They move it back a little bit. They don't use the shaky cam as much, and they use slow mo like nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot of slow.
There's a lot of slow mo,
Car
jumping,
flipping, slow-mo.
flipping robots.
And like the red shirt robots, like I don't know where all these like Decepticons are coming from. Like
The moon,
what?
Cybertron.
What?
The moon is Cybertron.
What?
Space bridge. Got to get the energon to the
What?
space
Well, I
bridge.
don't know,
Power
where
up the
did they
space
go-
bridge.
I don't know. There were no red shirts in the cartoon.
And they got to
Sure
hijack.
they were.
Then Spike,
No,
has,
not-
Spike
nobody-
has to drive the
Nobody
space
ever
car on the
died.
space bridge to bring the energon to Cybertron.
So they do mention Energon, I think, in
yeah.
the movie, but
Everyone-
they never show the cubes. That's all I want.
Yeah.
It's loading cubes into Soundwave.
How about
you
the
know?
Matrix of Leadership? Does
Yep,
that ever
that
get
gets used.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah,
Really?
Yep.
but not well.
Huh.
That's in 2, right?
Yeah.
Like, remember
That's
scene?
when we see Transformer Heaven.
Yeah.
Remember how
And I'm
crazy?
not even fucking joking.
And Shia LaBeouf goes to Transformer Heaven.
And is told by like the Transformer Elder Gods to go back.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
Transformer gods.
You really need
Yeah.
to see if you are this angry about 3, you really need to see 2.
Transformer
Wow.
Heaven, Transformer Elder Gods.
like the,
For how much worse it like you'll come back and say, yeah, 3 wasn't so bad.
they cleaned it up.
You'll be like,
Yeah.
yeah. Made some notable
Because
improvements.
you're missing the dip in 2. Like you're going from 1
the
to
really
3
dark second act.
and being like, why would they go this direction after the first one?
I remember like tearing up in the movie when the Matrix of Leadership is passed along when Prime is giving it to
Yeah, but he was
Rodimus.
7.
I would cry right now. You put that loaded up on YouTube.
because you saw it when you were 7.
Yeah. Well, I think if a kid saw this when he was 7, he would probably vomit.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think are 7-year-old kids totally into new Transformers?
Yeah.
Yes.
You think?
All right.
What $1 billion?
You know what?
That didn't come from
Kids are into whatever you put in front of them.
Like Skylanders.
They don't know any better.
I'm into Skylanders.
I mean,
As Shelby was saying, his daughter is like way into Spyro.
Yeah, which is like a ridiculous concept of like, wait a minute, there are people that are into Spyro.
and there's no cartoon. There's no.
Well,
like,
I
Saturday
think it's telling
morning.
that when I signed up for the website so that I could use my Skylanders in a bunch of really bad Flash mini games, the email it sent said, your child has signed up for an account on this website.
Because it didn't ask for your email address.
No,
it
it
asked
asked for my
your
parents' email, which I thought about
Did
putting
you?
my mom's
Yeah.
email address in there, but she probably would have been really confused.
Probably.
She would have said no. You're not old enough.
Yeah, exactly. This is
I
bad
don't-
for
I
me.
don't
Or
trust-
no, you are too old.
She would just say, "This is not age appropriate for you, Jeff."
What?
We need to talk. Got this email.
Here, go look at some pornography. I've sent you a couple of links.
Put Trigger
This
Happy
is-
onto the power, the portal of power.
I need to get a chop chop.
That's right. Where's that chop chop?
We need to I almost ordered a chop chop, but I would have had to order the separate one because the adventure packs are not sold via Amazon Prime, and I couldn't. That means I couldn't have it tomorrow.
If you can't have it tomorrow, it does not matter.
Right. I got limited time, man, before the Skylanders craze passes.
We can hit the Toys R Us on our way
Okay,
back.
yeah, let's do that. Yeah, all right.
They'll have that.
Okay.
Pick me up a couple.
You want a couple
You're
of chop
seriously
chops?
going to go buy that, aren't you?
Yeah, and if we're gonna do video of this, I'm gonna turn into it, and we're gonna produce the best, dumbest coverage that we can produce.
Jeff, explain Skylanders.
All right, so.